Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about Bitcoin. Where are we going to go this week? Are we going to be able to break all-time high? And if we do, how high are we going to go to? There are so many things we have to discuss, so really stay with me until the end. But of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we're quite new. We are growing up, every single day, but we need that like button, that subscription to really pump this channel as much as we can. One video about crypto trading every single day. Guys, straight away, I'm not going to waste any of your time. The Donald Trump conference, the speech on Saturday was actually, in my opinion, quite bullish. He was saying that he was going to fire Gary Gensler, that he's going to pretty much adopt crypto mining, and he wants to make the crypto mining industry the biggest one in the United States, which, in my opinion, is super bullish. And of course, we need to see right now what's going to be happening in the future, but in my opinion, if he's going to be elected in November, we're going to see a big pump to the upside with Bitcoin. Straight away, guys, you can see right now on Wednesday, we're going to have a very important event, the FOMC meeting. Jerome Powell is going to go and talk to everybody, saying, are they going to cut interest rates? Are they going to give us a hint of a rate cut? Are they going to say, to be very hawkish, like they always do, and say inflation is still too high? I got three possibilities here, guys. Just they're going to also dictate the price of Bitcoin. Number one is that if Jerome Powell is going to be very hawkish, he's going to say inflation is still too high, we might see a sell-off coming with Bitcoin. If he's going to give us a hint of a potential rate cut in September, I could be seeing Bitcoin going up to maybe $74,000, $75,000 and then have a correction. And if he's going to perform an actual rate cut, then we could be seeing Bitcoin to go in between $80,000 to $85,000 in roughly a couple of weeks. So let me know in the comment below, what do you think is going to be happening with Jerome Powell on Wednesday. Now let's go straight away into the charts, guys, so I can show you straight away what's going on right now. Bitcoin looks really, really strong at the moment, and in my opinion, even the weekly candle that we're going to analyze in 2 seconds looks great. We saw since Saturday after the Trump speech in my VIP group. You can join as well, link in the comments and description below. We were saying in our group that BTC was about to pretty much going up to 69,500 and have a correction. And guys, as always, we nailed the prediction. So we went short on BTC and Solana. And look, guys, at the trading results for my members. This is insane. Like every single day, they're printing so much money. So if you really want to join a community of like-minded professional traders, not only myself, but so many traders who know what they're doing, and they're going to perform trading calls, member calls, Bitcoin analysis, altcoin analysis every single day, whether you are a trader and investors, you need to join the VIP group, guys. Otherwise, you're not going to find the right opportunity. You're not going to really fully take the advantage of this very good crypto bull market and upcoming alt season. But let's cut the chase now. Let's go into Bitcoin straight away. I'm going to go from the weekly chart today, and I'm going to analyze it for you so we can see straight away what can we see in the future, guys. So straight away, I can tell you that in my opinion, guys, Bitcoin from here on the weekly chart looks very, very good. So we can see that right now we are pretty much forming a potential bull flag that you can see. We've been talking about this for a long time, but at the moment, our biggest hurdle will be to try to break this important level of resistance. Now, the reason why I keep saying to everybody that I could see a potential small rejection coming potentially tomorrow or Wednesday is the fact that we're going to have the FOMC meeting. So the FOMC meeting is in general a time where investors are quite uncertain what's going to be happening with the price of risk assets like Bitcoin, crypto, or stocks. So what I could be seeing could be a de-risk of BTC potentially going down to an area of maybe $67,000 in anticipation of the FOMC meeting. So it could be happening maybe later tomorrow, Wednesday morning, but that's what I'm expecting will be a little bit of a sell-off in anticipation. So probably for today, I would say that we could be pumping up to even 70K, 71K, again, in preparation of this FOMC. So 70, 71K for today, then a potential de-risk from the big boys, the institutions, and then, of course, depending on what Jerome Powell is going to say, we might see a big pump or another Done. Today I'm going to be discussing with you as well the bullish scenario, bearish scenario, and all of that. So I'm going to go now on the daily chart and show you what I think it can be happening. Right now, what I'm really looking at is the fact that straight away, Bitcoin hasn't had a pullback, from this area over here to this area over here, like a proper pullback, not this little wick over here, but like a proper nice pullback to continue. So what I want to see right now will be Bitcoin to forcefully break this level of resistance over here, because if it doesn't, we're going to have the risk, of course, of going down again. And let's say, for example, that we're going to have a bearish scenario where Jerome Powell is going to be very hawkish and he's going to talk about shit about Bitcoin, or he's going to say that inflation is still too high, which is completely crazy in my opinion. Then we need to understand how much BTC could actually retrace to. So let's say, for instance, we're going to go up to $70,000, $71,000, and then we're going to see a bigger retracement. Then what I could be expecting with Bitcoin could be a retracement down to this area over here. So I'm going to go and analyze it for you so we can just then you know what to do. I would say that if you're going to see a, a bigger movement to the downside, what I could be expecting would be BTC at least to retrace down to here, down to this area, maybe 63 to 62,000, or even a little wick down to maybe $60,000. So what I could be expecting from there could be retracing down to here. And again, I'm talking about this in case Jerome Powell is going to be hawkish. Okay, so we're going to see a potential bear case scenario, and then from here I could be expecting continuation to the upside, but we're going to see a bullish case. Jerome Powell being very dovish and say that they're winning against inflation, they're going to cut interest rates soon. Then I could be see continuation up to this area over here. And people are asking me, Andrea, how high do you think BTC could go mid-term top? What I like to use in general is the Fibonacci extension. Fibonacci extension really always gave me like a very high level of accuracy. And at the moment, if I go and pretty much take these highest points over here to these lowest points of the correction, it gives me a target of roughly $86,000. And I would say probably 85K. I would say 85K is my point of interest. So I would say that if the Fed is going to cut interest rates at this meeting, then I could really see a potential pump up to this area over here, which is quite funny because it really coincides as well. If I'm going to go here with this level over here and this level over here. Look at the accuracy. This is insane, guys. So I would say that if they're going to be dovish, we could be seeing a pump coming up to this area over here. So of course, I'm not going to go right now and telling you that we're going to go and pump and just buy Bitcoin over here because, the Fed is going to be dovish 100%. I'm saying just let's wait until the meeting is going to go. And then, of course, we can decide. If you are an investor, if you already bought your Bitcoin at $30,000, you don't need to worry about this. But as a trader, of course, be very mindful that there is a huge level of resistance over here. And Bitcoin might not be able to go straight away past this resistance. We might have to maybe see some resistance, some pressure around this area. We're going to see a little bit of a consolidation, and then finally it's going to break to the upside. In saying that, I also like to discuss some bearish scenarios as well, because of course, lots of people, lots of traders and YouTubers, moon boys don't discuss the bearish scenarios. And I'm going to ask you this question: what happens if things don't go as planned? Let's say, for example, that instead of saying I don't know, we're going to see a black swan event, or Jerome Powell is going to go crazy and say not going to cut rates anymore. There is also like a bearish scenario for Bitcoin, which is of course way less likely than our bullish scenario. But at the same time, guys, I'm not excluding the possibility. And now you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but the possibility on one last push to the downside and maybe 50K, and then finally break to the upside. I'm not saying it's going to happen, guys. I'm not saying that this is, for certain is going to happen tomorrow and maybe never, but there is definitely a possibility of this happening. So what I'm saying to you is really to try to have these scenarios always in the back of your mind if you want to be a trader, if you want to be an investor, because nothing in this market is guaranteed. This is very, very important. Now, guys, that's it for Bitcoin for today. So you know what to do. You know what is the plan. Now, what I want to do, I want to discuss um, how do I say, indexes which can really help us to understand what is going to be the next move of crypto. Because remember, cryptocurrency, it's so correlated together. And for example, the US dollar has an inverted correlation, like the US fixed income. So all these things, they all um, intersect together to give us an idea of what can be happening with the stock market and crypto. So that's why we need to analyze everything together, just to make us understand where's going to be the next movement of Bitcoin and crypto. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a look at our US 2 years treasury yield. That's very, very important because it measures the fixed income of the US dollar. So pretty much what it is investors buying these government bonds. The government gives them money every single year. At the moment, it's like 4.4% over 2 years, and then pretty much they just stake their cash and they make money every single year doing nothing. Guys, at the moment, you can see that we were drawing this chart over here roughly a month ago, and it played out perfectly, and we were saying we were going down, and that's the reason now why stock and crypto has pumped like crazy, because of course the more this is going to go down to the downside, then first of all, the Fed is going to be more inclined to cut interest rates. But at the same time, why would you put money into a fixed income that is going down this way? They're only going to give you 4.4%, where you can make maybe 40-50% in crypto, right? Doesn't make sense. So whenever you're going to see this one to go down, then of course um, there is a risk that we're going to see more continuation to the downside. Now, something which is very important to understand right now is the fact that we have pretty much completed this head and shoulder, and right now what we could be seeing could be a potential pullback. So what could be happening from here? It's that, looking at the chart, this way we are pretty much at a very strong support. And although I can see in the future, so in the next few months, in head and shoulder over here, which head and shoulder, as you know, is a bearish pattern. I can see a head and shoulder completing on this way over here. I'm not excluding right now the possibility of a pullback. And I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to go here. And by the way, guys, whenever this one trend to the upside like that, there's actually quite bearish for crypto and stocks, because the more it goes up, the more investors are going to allocate money into this. So I'm going to have a look at this, right? So you can see that we broke this very important level of support. So what I could be seeing from here right now, I can see a potential bullish divergence on the RSI. So you can see this one pointing downwards, whereas this line over here is pointing upwards. So what I could be seeing from here could be a potential retracement of the fixed income back to this area over here at roughly 4.55. Okay, so it's gonna maybe be like that. And then from here, could be see more continuation to the downside. But we have to be very careful with this, because if this is going to trend to the upside, then I could see some pressure coming for stocks and crypto, which means Bitcoin is going to correct. But then, of course, whenever it's going to continue to go to the downside, that's going to be very positive. So we can see also on the weekly chart, we can see where we are. And I mean, looks like, in my opinion, is in a free fall. And once we are going to break once we're going to be able to break, we already pretty much broken this level over here. We can see that we're going to go way lower than this, and as a, I would say, pivotal point for a potential very strong rebound is going to be around this area over here. So we want to see this continuation to come, this continuation to go down here, maybe around 3 or 2.8. And of course, this, guys, is not happening today or tomorrow. It will take maybe months, maybe until the end of the year, maybe Q1 next year. But what we're going to see, if this is going to continue, guys, that's going to be very good. I'm also going to go on the DXY dollar currency index. We can see as well, guys, DXY has a negative correlation with stocks and crypto. Whenever this one goes up, stock and crypto is going to go down. And what we can see right now, DXY is pumping a little bit to the upside, causing some pressure on crypto and stocks. But again, guys, on the weekly chart, you can see that the most likely movement is going to be this. I'm going to go and drag this one from here to here. You can see that, in my opinion, what we're going to be seeing could be a potential continuation to the downside. So from here, it's going to be pretty much like that. So the reason why I put this on a little bit higher than this, right, is the fact that what I'm expecting right now with crypto, it's something like this. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to go to 85 to 90K, which, looking at this chart over here, will correspond to a DXY maybe going down to this area over here. Then we could be see a sell-off. We could be see a sell-off maybe from 80 to 90K in crypto down to maybe 60 again, which could be pushing the DXY up to this area over here around 108, 109. And then once we're gonna pretty much see our final leg up of this blow off top, I could be seeing this one to finish like that, and to reach a level of roughly 96 to 95, which would correspond Bitcoin being potentially 110, $120,000, and the S&P 500 going at maybe 6,000, 6,500. And then after this, people are asking me what's going to be happening after. Well, that's what I'm expecting, especially if we're going to go into a recession. Boom, big movement to the upside. But again, let's talk about this next time. Last one I want to show you today, guys, very important, S&P 500. The S&P 500, as you can see, is pretty much into this parabolic blow off top, melt up. I don't know how you want to call it, but I believe that's S&P 500 has formed a little bit of a correction. You can see it's going down, but we had a nice retracement last week. You started to see some buying pressure. Is this correction over? Well, I don't know, and to be honest, I don't think so. So what we could be see from here, right? What I can see is the fact that the S&P could correct a little bit more, maybe down to this area over here at 5,250, 5,300, and then form the last leg up. So that it could be something like this. Maybe a potential pullback, around this area. So like that, then continuation to the downside, and then this final leg to the upside, maybe in this way, up to $6,000. That will make complete sense. And of course, in the time that we're going to see the S&P 500 going down to this area over here, 5,300, 5,250, I could be expecting Bitcoin already on its way to complete this midterm top in between 85 to 90K. Because what I can see is that crypto, Bitcoin always move in anticipation of the S&P 500. So Bitcoin moves first, and then the S&P 500 moves later. So that's what I can see right now from here. So things, in my opinion, are about to look to get interesting. So this week, very important FOMC meeting, also non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. There's going to be also a big determinant for the Fed to decide, whether to cut interest rates. But in my opinion, I'm not expecting the Fed to cut Wednesday, but they could give us a hint of a rate cut around September 2024. And that's going to be the time when crypto and stocks are going to go crazy. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it was helpful. Please, of course, subscribe to the channel. If you have any question, leave a comment down below. But otherwise, tomorrow I'm going to be discussing a few altcoins, a few new gems altcoins. So subscribe to the channel because you're going to see this video and it's going to blow your mind. Take care, and I'm going to see you soon.